Yo, what is up, guys? This is a YouTube video on how to play Universals Remastered or Universalis Remastered. I'm going to be playing as the Tectonic Order. I'm in a private server just to like kind of show you guys what's up. So as soon as you load into the game, as soon as you go into start the server, there's a lot of things you need to do. And there's a lot of things that you need to do as quick as possible. I personally like to go into my policies tab, which is down here at the bottom left. It's this letter. It's your policies tab. And over here at this one, this is your basically your money policies. It's your administrative policies, but it's basically your money policies. And I like to do this first. You also have government policies, which is for colonization. It's important for when you're playing as Spain, France, England. This tab helps you colonize faster and just more efficient and just have better colonies. This is your military tab. So if you're fighting a battle and you're wondering, oh, why am I losing this battle? If I have 1,000 more troops than this guy, why am I losing the battle? And it's because it's probably because they have higher army maintenance or higher military drafting, so they're able to get more troops. Or military drafting doesn't affect how strong their troops are, but it affects how much troops you get. So if you want to create bigger armies or create more armies, you can upgrade your drafting and it'll help you create more armies. But just keep in mind that having these drafting and this army maintenance is really taxing. It takes a lot of money out of you. Like, you're gonna start losing a lot of money once you enable these policies. The last one is your national policies. So every single country in the game has their own national policies. Some of them are very similar or the same. But if you're playing as like a very popular nation or very like a nation that still exists nowadays, or is like, I don't know, there's just some nations that have very unique policies. Like, for example, the Tectonic Order has very unique policies where they have more conversion speed, more army combat, and more siege holdout. What siege holdout is basically when you're sitting in a fort or when you're sitting on your land and someone is coming to attack you. It helps you hold out. It helps you last longer and last longer. Better defenses. And also when they're trying to siege your castles when trying to capture it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do every single game is go into my policies, go into the administrative policies, and make my wealth tax all the way down. I always make my wealth tax all the way down because by making your wealth tax down, you do lose money, but you get more political power. And in the early game, political power is very important. I like to raise my property tax to very high. It kind of depends on what country I'm playing, because if I'm playing a country that I want to expand a lot, sometimes I like to keep it on high or even normal sometimes, especially if I rely a lot on trade, then I don't need the money from property tax. So for example, like Venice, I have poverty tax on normal and I just expand and rely on trade. They have very good trade early game. But yeah, so those are the policies. That's what I do. That's what I do. The first thing that I do, but you have to do that like pretty fast. You could do that in the first like minute of starting the game. Next, I like to do my ideas. It depends on what my playthrough is. So if I want to form Germany, I'm probably going to do coring costs. I'm going to max out coring costs, which I would like to form Germany here. So I'm going to max out coring costs. And that's the second thing you do. You change your ideas. I shouldn't have spent all my ideas because now I can't explain them to you. But basically there's 3 different tabs and they're very self-explanatory. If you have any questions, I can help answer them in the comments below. So just let me know if you have any questions about the tech points. Next thing I like to do is do merchants. So merchants it looks confusing, but it's really not. So basically there's all these different areas on the map. Was I glitch or not? Yeah, I did it. Okay. So there's a bunch of different, So when you press trade, this is your trade tab down here. When you press trade and then you press on one of these magnifying glass, it shows you where every single trading thing is. So there's a lot of different trade centers, especially in the Americas too. There's like 6 of them over there, I think. But yeah, there's a bunch of different trading hubs and you can see all the trading hubs that are in that area. So if you click on Baltic Sea, there's all these different people that are in this trading hub that have access to it or have a province inside of it. And we have the most control over it, meaning we have the most provinces. So the area that you have the most control over is where you want to be collecting, because it's where you want to be collecting all the income and it's how you make the most money, basically. So the place you have the most control over, start collecting there, or your capital too. Where your capital is pretty good too. And then other than that, the places that you have the second most and the third most control, you want to just be transferring to your main Baltic Sea. So if you're able to transfer to Baltic Sea, or you want to be not to Baltic Sea specifically, but you want to be transferring to the place that you're collecting at. So if you're able to transfer to the place that you're collecting at, transfer to the place that you're collecting at. If not, then just transfer to the next best thing or transfer to an ally, if anything. The next thing that I want to do every single game is make rivals. So if you're playing the game, especially if you play Rise of Nations, when someone declares you as a rival, it gets kind of scary because that means that they can justify war and go to war with you. But that's not the case with this game. When you declare someone as a rival, it doesn't mean that they're going to war you. It just means that they want to get a buff. So for example, these are all the rivals that I can declare that are possible. And I like to declare the people with the highest strength difference. Even if they are a player, I still like to declare them as my rivals because it helps me get stronger. And I'll show you guys that in a second. So I'm just going to declare all the people that have the biggest strength difference as rivals. And if you come down to the bottom left, your flag, you click on this and you hover over this, you can see that you have 0.1 rivalry, or you have like a rivalry buff in your power projection. And what another thing you can do is rival the people nearby, because the reason why you rival people that are the highest plus side is because as you get bigger and you get stronger, you outpower them basically. And when you power them, you get more buffs. So you kind of just outpower them by expanding and getting stronger, and you get more buffs. And what power projection does is it actually gives you discipline and trade power. Discipline is very important. It's basically your soldiers kill ratio per soldier. So how many soldiers can one of your soldiers take out against one of their soldiers? So if one of your soldiers can take out 2 of their soldiers every single time, that's really good because that means you can beat someone that has double your strength. But that usually isn't the case unless they're like the enemy is really behind in technology. But yeah, that's what discipline is. It's basically how much kills can one soldier get. That's the best way to summarize it. The next thing that you need to know for your army is morale. So if you see that green health underneath your soldiers, let me just make a soldier real quick. So we're going to wait for the soldier to be made. Okay, so if you look at our soldier, there's this green health bar underneath the amount of soldiers that we have in this army. So we have 1,000 soldiers and their health bar is about 60% right now. And that health bar isn't their health, or I guess it technically is their health. It's their morale. And basically what it means is, it means as long as you have morale, your soldiers will not run away. But as soon as your morale goes down to 0, which is fully red and not green anymore, your army will retreat. When your army is retreating, they will run to one of your nations, and usually the AI will run to the furthest province away from the battle. While the enemy is retreating, you can double click, left click to make them go to a certain province so that they don't retreat all the way over here. But sometimes it's good for them to retreat all the way over here because it helps them regenerate their morale a little bit faster without having to worry about getting chased down by if you're at war with a player. But yeah, so let's go back into what I do next. So what I would do next is I would create an army. I would create an army, and to make an army really quickly like I just did, you would press recruit, hold control, which is control on your keyboard, and then left click, and it'll make the max amount of troops you can in that area. Next thing I want to do, depending on who I'm playing, is I want to view my groups, see who I can claim. And I can claim these guys. If I click national, this is what I have claimed. And I actually want to claim this one too, so I can fully annex this country. But if you're looking at this is, I have all these claims. If you go down to map mode, you can go to national. And these are all my claims that I have. So I'm going to be going to war with these guys. Also be careful about what I'm doing because you can get attrition. It doesn't look like I'm getting attrition because I have a high supply limit. But if you look, when you're moving your soldiers, if you have a big army, there's this thing at the bottom that says supply limit. On my cursor, it says supply limit, 10 out of 20, 10 out of 30, 10 out of 19. It basically means, do these provinces have enough food to support this big of an army? And since it's positive and it's green, yes, they do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click diplomacy, click the diplomatic actions, justify, go to war tab, justify war go, and annex cores and claims. If you do not see the annex cores and claims, that means that you did not claim their land. In order to claim their land, you go to their bottom left again, to the flag. You go to the bottom left, click your flag, and you see where it says cores and claims. You click on fabricate claims, and then you click, and then I like to click on political, and then you just click on the cities that you want to capture. Keep in mind that this does cost a lot of political power, so it's not ideal for you to do it, but it's not ideal for you to do it in mass, but this is how you basically claim their land, you know? So this is how you claim their land. And once you click confirm, which I'm not going to do, let me click on, I'm going to confirm, I'm going to do this. So once I'm going to claim, claim, claim. Once I click confirm, you can click on this nation, and now you can see that we have a claim on their land, on all these lands. We have claims. And basically what that means is we can now go to diplomacy, go to diplomatic actions and justify war, and annex cores and claims will be there. Also, you need to keep in mind that you cannot take over a province if you do not have a core or claim. So for example, if I go to war with Saxony, right? Wait, no, this isn't Saxony. This is Brandenburg, sorry. If I go to war with Brandenburg, right, and I don't have a core and claim, and I capture this province, but I don't have a claim on it, I cannot take it over at the end of the war. I cannot make it my own province. I have to give it back to them because I have no core or claim on it. So that's kind of a very important thing to know if you're wondering, why can't I capture this land? I'm going to go to war and annex their cores and claims. Once I go to war, especially with AI, I like to merge all and usually try to kill their army instantly. But in this circumstance, I'm just going to move left to right. And I don't suggest this, but I'm actually going to go to war with 2 nations at once. The reason why I'm going to war with 2 nations at once is because it just helps me go faster and do 2 things at once. Also, okay, so this is the peace treaty. I'm going to wait for me to annex it. So if you look at this is the peace treaty at the bottom left. This is the wars that you're in. If you see it, it says 55%. Now it says 99%. This is basically your total war score. And okay, so look, for example, this is a battle. And it says 3.7% war score. That means that this is the amount of war score that I gained from winning that battle. So what you do if you want to end the battle, end the war, you go to the bottom left, click on the war that you want to end. You click on peace treaty. Oh, also, if you want to add an ally nation, you can just click on add ally, and this way you can add them to the war. But I'm not going to do that because I don't have any allies. But I'm going to click peace treaty, and then in this tab, this is important. Click the claim that you want to capture. So this is the claim that I want to capture. I'm going to click it. So I'm going to capture this claim. If you look over here at the bottom right of this tab, this basically shows the total value of war score that this costs you. Your war score is something that you can determine whether something is a fair trade or not. If you have a very high war score, you can have a very high treaty value. But if you don't have a very high war score, you might need to only make a certain amount of treaty. Like your treaty must be something a little lower, so you just take some gold or something. But in this case, I'm able to capture them and I'm able to take money. But I'm not going to take money. I'm actually going to make them a vassal. And I'm actually going to make them a vassal and then take some money. Send the trade. Okay, so that's not the trade, but send the peace treaty. So that's the example. But here's another thing. So if I click on money first, and then I click on all of these, I can't click on them because I don't have enough war score. That's weird because I have 100% war score. How can I not have enough? Well, by me asking for 27 gold, that already uses up 100 treaty value. So even if you fully annex them and you completely won the war, you're not able to fully control or capture their nation sometimes. So for example, if I'm at war with France, since France is so big, even if I have all of their land claimed and I'm playing as England and I fully annex their entire land, I'm not going to be able to claim all of France because it's going to just cost me too much war score to claim all of France. So I'm only going to be able to claim half of it. So that's very important to know because you might be wondering, oh, you're freaking out. Why can't I claim this? Why can't I claim this? So what I like to do always is always claim the land or click on your claim the lands, then press the money. So that means you max out your war score, your treaty. But I actually want to make them a vassal because I like making them a vassal. That kind of gives you the base idea of the game. There's not much anything else that you need to really, really worry about. Just make sure that whenever you get enough political power, try to get your policies up, especially if you have a formable, because these policies are very, very strong. They're very good for you, and they provide a lot of value for the amount of political power that they cost. But other than that, that's a super simple tutorial. I can go further in depth into other topics, other things. I'm sorry if it was a little bit everywhere. I'm kind of just doing this last minute. Just woke up, felt like doing it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys subscribe, like the video, check out all my other content. And just know that I'm live almost every single day at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So just let me know, like, if you want to come stop by and watch my streams, it'd be cool if you could come stop by and check me out. I do stream this game. I usually stream League of Legends and Valorant. But if you want to come by and check me out streaming, that'd be super cool. Make sure you guys like the video again. And yeah, have a nice day. Hope you guys learned a lot. Peace out.